So we are indeed rolling.
Hi everyone, I'm Laura.
I'm Steph.
And welcome in the Sister Circle podcast.
Welcome.
The circle where as women we share,
Learn,
grow,
heal,
and thrive together. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owner of the Gadigal country where we are currently recording. And I would like to pay my respect to their elders, past and present, as well as future emerging leaders for all the people of the Eora Nation. And this has always been and it always will be an Aboriginal land.
Thank you. How are you, Laura? I think I better start with that.
People don't know because you take off this. People don't know that this is actually what's happening normally. I'm good. It's so cold. I'm on the mend. I was super sick last week. Right after we recorded with Nat. But I'm feeling better.
Good.
How are you doing?
I am good. I am also cold, but much better. I took about 3 weeks off yoga, 2 weeks off yoga, but I was back on it last week. So I feel a million times better already. Like all that neck area, my back, my upper shoulder area on my back, especially my job sitting down and doing hair all the time. Oh my God. Like I just feel like I gave myself like a full body sumo wrestler massage.
Sumo wrestler massage.
Yeah, because when you feel that tense in your upper shoulder, like you're carrying the whole world with you. And that Bikram yoga is something else, I have to say. God, like I feel really like my old self again, basically.
Yeah. Well, let's go into that in a few moments, but I think let's maybe like go with the key takeaway from our last session we had last week.
With Nuts. Yeah, that was good. I hope everybody enjoyed that. That was actually good. I think it was, I don't know, what do you feel about it? I mean, going back to episode 1, 2, and 3, and I mean, it was a completely different conversation.
Yeah, and thankfully, because we don't want to listen again to the same thing. I knew Nut was great. Like, you know, like when I suggested to like interview her, like it's because I already knew her story, and I knew that like, you know, she would bring this amazing perspective that is quite different. Like, you know, she didn't have like the conventional type of relationship, and even the way that she handled them was not, I would say, the conventional way, if there is a conventional way to do it. Mm-hmm. So it was great to learn about it. And I think like the fact that, you know, like she's a bit older, even if she doesn't look like it, it's bringing also this it's helping to bring some color to the perspective as well. Mm-hmm. And my key takeaway from her was that, like, sometimes, you know, we can be, actually, sometimes I can be quite afraid of what's coming in, or like, you know, like really trying to wait all the different scenarios that could happen if I do that, if I break up, if I start going out with him, if I decide to compromise on this thing or this thing in relationship. And I'm thinking way too much of what could happen. Mm-hmm. That sometimes it can a bit block me, or like just yes, or like not be like just like organically just enjoying what's happening. And I think it was really great to see like all a story unfolded, and then like she was just able to, like, you know, based on the resilience that she has, and a powerful identity that she really wants to like to I don't know if she wants to show to the world, but at least she's like, really confident in herself.
Well, she's living it.
Yes.
That she wants to exude.
Yeah, and that by doing that, like she was just able to like grasp the life that she wanted, and like at her age, like and I know her life is not finished, but like it's so rich. She lived all the things that she wanted. She just accepted whatever came to her life. So I think that was really great to see.
I actually think that she, my takeaway from it was almost like she gotten out of life what she put forward. Like she was very much, which is not necessarily unfamiliar in when you observe certain women. Like, even if I think about my grandmother, okay, so she got married at 18 and she with my grandfather, and that was that decision in itself would have been based on how does this benefit me? how does this engagement benefit me? This man is of this status. I can bring my family along. I can take care of my family. This is my goal. But obviously in that, she wanted to have a relationship that was that there was fidelity, which there weren't at the end.
What do you mean?
Like there was no infidelity. She wanted fidelity, like as in monogamous.
Not?
No, I'm talking about my grandmother. I'm using that as an example. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So like that pattern of how women are quite intentional of what it is that they want in a relationship and take whatever it is that they want from it. And that's how I saw Nut pursued her relationship. And when she was done with it, she kind of took the decision to say, okay, I'm done with it. Even when she spoke about her ex-husband, but her ex-fiance, her first fiance, passing away, she went through the process of grief, and it was a decision that she made. It wasn't time as a healer, not or anything like that. It was a decision that she made. I have to get on with my life. So it wasn't something that just happened to her. She deliberately chose to do that. And I think that's what she did with her first marriage. That's what she did with her second marriage, with her second relationship, the partnership, the father of her children. And I think women do that. I think a lot of women do that. And I know that there's a lot of women who don't do that, who go into situation thinking that it's going to be all rosy, and then it don't end up being rosy. But there isn't a sense of, because everything is about my identity. Their identity is almost mixed up in that situation, in that relationship. And I feel with Nut, there was a lot of her own identity that she preserved.
Yeah.
Even though it changed in the course of the relationship, but it was still, this is me. This is where I start and I begin, even for motherhood, for becoming a business owner, but it was still part of the evolution of her identity. And I think that she just lived life doing what she bloody enjoyed doing.
Yeah, and just jumping on what you said, I think like the second time, like actually the third time, like the relationship with the father of her kids, like she wasn't the one initiating the breakup, but she just embraced it, No,
but I think she was checked out. Because she said, you can go if you want to. If you want to go, you can go.
Yes.
And I think he felt that.
And you would even say that she was the one initiating it without even.
You know how I said last time how initiate. Yeah. I think he felt that, and she said, when you're ready to go, you can go, because she was living her life. She was enjoying herself as a mother. She was enjoying herself with it. She was doing the thing, So I guess he felt there was something that was missing there for him.
Yeah, I think like only him can
only he can say that, but he did, because he decided that I'm done here. And she said, you can go, that's okay, you can go. Yeah, it's not uncommon. There's definitely there. If we look at women, some women, in the way that a lot of women make decisions in their life, a lot of people it is calculated, it is deliberate, it is considering self. How does this suit me? And how can I make and even if they end up in a situation, is how can I make this work for me? And that's what I got into it. And that's what I find inspirational about not story, actually, because regardless of how things go, like I am a quite a advocate for the school of thought of taking 100% responsibility for what happens in your life. Like whoever comes in your life, whatever happens, like 100% responsibility that I took myself into this situation, and therefore this isn't happening to me. I can change this also. And I think she's a great example of that.
I think she wasn't really looking for a relationship. I think she was living her life and it came to her. And like, this is something that she would always say. And I think it's a bit linking with my first key takeaway, but I think it was really beautiful to see that, like for her, it was just that, okay, it's coming, I'm taking it, I'm embracing it. And, great things came out of it. She wasn't sure she wanted kids. That's what she told me when she was in her 30s, like, because, like she was traveling before.
I thought she just expected herself to have kids. I thought that's what I got from the conversation.
After the second marriage. But this is like conversation that I had with Nerd.
No, because in the conversation, she said when you asked her, did you have a conversation about having a family with her first marriage? And she said that it was expected.
Yes, but after this first marriage, when I think like it was like maybe 8 years or where she wasn't having like a proper partner before the father of her kids. She told me like, because like she said like, oh, with my girlfriends, like some, like we're like 38, 39 when it just happened. And for her, she didn't think it was going to happen. She wanted to, but she wasn't sure that it was going to happen. And she was like, I'm okay if it's not happening. And life just came at her in some unexpected way. So I think it's and I'm not talking just about the kids part. I think it's also, like for someone that want a relationship or someone that is really want to be like in a build a family. Those type of things can happen too. Like even like when you think that you're out of age, because this is all women that are 35 plus tend to think at some point.
I've always been quite like so careful with the idea, and I'm not a pro-choice for me, even though I know I have choice, but I'm not a pro-choice for me when it comes to things like pregnancy. So I've always knew that if I gotten pregnant anyhow, I would have kept that child. But I also wasn't going to get pregnant by accident. I knew that much about me. And I also knew that if I want a baby, it would have to be 100% because I want a baby. Because I just knew that I couldn't be iffy about a decision like that, because I couldn't leave the baby for one, and I had to, like, it had to be, especially because I'm carrying the baby too, and like I have to be 100% sure that I want the baby to have it. So I always find it very, I guess, like, I'm amazed by women who, I guess, okay, maybe it's not that amazing because whatever happens, you just have to get on with it. Like my friend Nadia would say, whatever happens, I'll just get on with it. I'll just learn to get on with it. It's fine.
But like, What are you amazed of? I didn't understood. Like of women that can
just like to be like I don't really know if I want a baby, and then have a baby.
I'm absolutely in that situation.
And then have a baby. Like for me, well, of course, she immersed herself. It became her part of her identity. Motherhood did, being a parent did, and that's amazing. But I don't know that I could be on the fence about having a kid and have a kid. To be honest, I don't even think my body will let me get pregnant. Put it this way, I'll just be like stiff like this, like, because I just think, because that level of responsibility is so major for me. Not just financially or anything, emotionally. Like I'm very much like I have to be very careful about how I show up for my kids. And not just because of me, because of my own personal experience with my own childhood, that if I don't have the emotional capacity, then I can't do it.
Yeah, and I think for me, it's not just about the emotional capacity, because I think it went a bit up and down. There was like I came from a really big family, and I've been a carer all my life, at least like at a really young age, really, really quickly, and acting as a mother, like until I was able to leave home, and even I left home, but it's still, it's still happening. So, and I went through, I really want kids, I want a big family, to no way, I don't want that. And I think that was me trying to just find my identity. And then I navigated some relationship thinking that, okay, that could happen. And then seeing myself, having kids with some of the partner that I had. So that could have been in question, but that didn't happen because our relationship we're not strong enough for this. And then now, like the age things is coming in, my life, like I think like I have like my routine, my life, everything. And at the moment, I don't foresee a kid in it. And
I mean, that's all right.
I don't have the partner that makes me want to build a family with him. So I think for me it's like it's not something that I will do by myself. Maybe like, and also like I don't like this is gonna sound a little bit bad, but I'm not really sure I want to carry a baby.
Yeah. Well, why does it sound bad?
I don't know. Like I think like I could see me raising someone, raising a kid. Even like, I thought about, I don't know if you remember a few years ago, I started actually doing something about foster. And then like with my work life, it wasn't working, but I was really like thinking about like, okay, I could foster a child. I can see myself doing that. I could be like a mother or by proxy. I can try to do that. But now, I'm not saying that this is out of the question for me, because I know like a thing can still happen. I just went through like a egg freezing process, and I've been told that I can. And normally, I still have a lot of time to make some babies.
So you said that you could foster kids by yourself, but you wouldn't have biological kids by yourself?
By myself, no. Because also like, like if I foster kids, I will do slightly older than a newborn.
Why?
Because like, I don't think that I will have the physical capacity for a newborn.
Older, foster or adoption?
No, foster. I said foster, not adoption.
Okay.
I said foster. And maybe it's because it's just like a replica of like what I've been doing with my siblings and my extended family. I can really see like there is a space in my life for like a 3-4 years old kid coming in like that, go to school, that's like, live with me and I have to care for. I can see that happening for me and around 24/7.
I mean, this is definitely not a carer or a mother
episode.
So I don't really want to talk about it too much because this can go on for a long time. But it's funny how you say that. Like, it's very mechanical in how you describe the motherhood. Like, very.
But because this is what I've been doing all my life.
Yeah, but there's like when I think about fostering a 4 or 5-year-old, the first thing I'm thinking, where have they come from, and what trauma, what emotional need, whatever. Like, so for me, I don't always see it. I mean, a baby is better, like, because a baby, I can cuddle it. I can put my thumb in their mouth. I can soothe them easier. Whereas a kid who's seen all, and not all kids who come to foster care are like that, but normally their parents they've actually experienced seeing their parents being taken away and stuff. So there's a lot more like behavior problems and all that stuff. There's a lot, and not to say that nobody should take that on. Please go out there and give these children a loving home. But I think the only people that I would probably take in is a member of family.
Yeah, family. That's exactly what I wanted.
And even then, like, I'll have to go through a lot. I'll have to look at the case by case, and then find out how I might need to prepare for it, whether it's for therapy.
Absolutely, but you need to do that anyway when you approach motherhood. Like, I don't see that differently. Like,
well, it is a lot different because it depends on how that kid was going to might resist you. There's more likely because they're missing their parent, or they're upset about their parent.
Yeah, or they feel that they've been abandoned.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's so much like every kid that was in foster care when I was in school. Like, there was a point where I was rebelling so much I wanted to be in foster care, but the kids that were in foster care, I just thought, I do not want to be like them. Like, they just looked like there was more trauma in the system.
Yeah,
for them. Like,
yeah, and that's why I didn't pursue it, because I knew that at the time I didn't have the time capacity. Like, work was so busy that I was like, okay. And I really wanted, because this is also like, for me, like, why I was thinking fostering, why I was not thinking of doing kids by myself or adopting, because I really wanted to be able to help already kids that are already there.
Yeah, and I think that's such a noble act.
And the second thing was, as you said, like, being able to, like, I think there's going to be learning on both sides, learning from me and providing a safe space, like physical, emotional. This is what I wanted to be able, because I think, like, I'm at the age and I'm emotionally stable to be able to provide for that. So that's why I was thinking of that. But then I didn't have, like, not the mental capacity, but the time capacity. So I had to, like, to make some choices. But this may come back. But I'm still on the fence. And that's why I keep saying, like, if someone convinced me, like, in the short time frame that I may have, and if I want to build a family with this guy, yeah, why not? But it's not like, like, I have some girlfriends, they're like, I need to be a mother. I need to be a mother. I need to give birth. Like, like, and there's so many ways to be a mother. I have a friend at the moment, she's really struggling with fertility. And like, she can be a mother. There's no issue with that. But she wants to be, like,
in a relationship.
Like, she is in a relationship. She's just struggling with fertility. But she could be a mother. But she cannot just be maybe like the biological mother of that. And maybe that's that's what she needs to accept or not. She doesn't have to.
So besides that, so from up to the first episode that we did and what you were talking about, do you still feel like did you feel that you learned anything that for yourself?
I just, like, it just helped me to understand, I want to compromise in my relationships.
It
Because
helped you understand how you want to compromise.
Oh yeah, because, like, I'm seeing you want to do, and I'm seeing and I'm hearing nuts did, and I'm just like, okay, it gives me some insight on I want to compromise, the things that I want to compromise or not in my relationship. I already knew to be honest. But like, like just the example of traveling, for example, or like some of the different values that are quite important for me that may not be for a different woman. It was good to hear that with you or with Nat.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I learned from her experience, I think to be honest, I think because there's a lot of like idealistic relationship that we have, and you hear people who've been married 50 years and they'll tell you how amazing, love of my life, my persons, or all of these language that we use now in terms of love. And that puts people into like the pressure of like, I have to find this. I have to find somebody who is my rib. I don't believe in the one, because I think there's many ones. The universe is infinite.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like the universe is absolutely infinite. There's so many people in this planet, and a lot of the people are even double sometimes, or triplet sometimes, in terms of personality, and even like the same level of handsomeness or whatever.
Doppelgangers everywhere.
Yeah. So there's so many people around, and I thought, so I never really believed in my person, but it's spoken about so much that you there's a part of you that becomes influenced. There's a part of me that becomes quite influenced by that, and then I've been weighing whether or not is it that, and you're looking for these bits of the right fit in the person. And I realized that, okay, every day also life is also presenting to me that it don't work like that, and I can idealize over a person, even a real person that I am in conversation with, but it doesn't mean, not because of anything that they've done. I know that I would also, my thoughts towards them would also change, because they change all the time. Like I'm literally like, they change all the time, like all the time. I could be dealing with somebody and I think they're a certain way, and then I get a glimpse of a different part that I didn't really see, and then I change my mind about that. So yeah, so I think that's what I learned from her, is like to just go with it and go with life and flow with life and get whatever you can from it.
Yeah.
Without specifying.
Yeah, and I think this is really well summarized. That's my first key takeaway. Like, like life has unfolded and you just embrace it, and not even have to plan it, or it's fine. And for me, that is like on the other coins, that I think she's just like no control. Let's see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. And that's great, because when I look at a lot of relationships, even though their approach wasn't that, it's exactly that. Like a lot of relationship, people have decided to partner with, marry, have children with, it's a lot of that. There's a lot of missing attributes from what their ideal partners would have been when it comes to the partner that they've been with, men and women at that. So for me, I felt like, yeah, I mean, because my thing is always, Lord, I better respect the guy I have a child with, because I wouldn't be able to hide it.
I have my genuine question based on like those episodes.
Yeah.
Like what are you looking for in your relationship? I know you said that you want to be able to test whatever you've been practicing about boundaries, about
No. What I'm looking for a relationship is evolution of self, but that's completely different. Like evolution of self from in the interpersonal relationship, but that covers all relationships. Mm-hmm. So
I'm talking about a romantic relationship.
Yeah, but that covers all relationships, including romantic relationship. The only reason why it shows up different in a romantic relationship, if like I don't have fear of losing relationship in other dynamics, but in the relationship there's always a fear of loss that's going to happen, and once people can say that derives from early childhood or feeling of abandonment or whatever, but that lives in every relationship. Why there's the fear of, oh my God, I don't want to lose this. So there's extra work that's done to preserve it. Even when people, I see people do it, even when they resent the person. I've done it. Like even when you resent the person, but there's still like a fear of like losing it as well. So
But losing it, losing what? Losing
the relationship.
the relationship. That's interesting, because for me it's like, it's really the fear of losing myself, and this is why I approach it so avoidant,
No,
and
but I'm talking about when you're in it.
yeah,
The
okay.
fear of losing the relationship. So the fear of like, and then that always get read as abandoned or whatever. Like I don't want to be left. Like I don't want him to go. I don't want, even if you don't really want it at the same time. Like so. I want to say in the last 10 years, what I've learned is that nobody goes anywhere. So I don't really have that fear as much. I have the trigger of it, which I have to tell myself, like, nobody goes nowhere. Nobody goes anywhere. Everyone is always there. You get back into, you can not speak to them for 6 months or a year or 3 years or whatever. Somehow they find you somewhere and, hey, how are you going? Whatever. Like, so nobody go. So that angst that you get to just grab and hold on, and no matter what or whatever, regardless of how I feel, that fear of loss or abandonment, if you like, it's what I want to welcome. By that I mean by not sacrificing myself for the relationship. Yes, that's what I want in a relationship. That's to answer your question.
Okay, so being able to like experiment is not the right word, but like going through your relationship, and then like going through like some of the hurdle of it that are like you can get triggered, and then being able to embrace it and then still go through
Yeah,
that.
being able to be okay. That,
Yeah.
You know what she said about, he came up to her and said, I'm going to go. And she said, yeah, you can go.
But you already know that. You already had a relationship, and like,
I've done that,
yeah,
yes. But it doesn't mean
we
that.
already know. I think like the
Yeah.
other point of it is that,
Yeah.
like being able to be triggered and see that, like sometimes there is this fear of like losing, or
Them, yeah. Do you know, but
but
what,
you
but what
can
makes
still
it,
go through it
but
together.
what makes it difficult then is that when you love the person and you've got all those things, that you love the person, you respect the person, you like the person, but you just know that like this is where we end. This is where we end, and that makes it difficult. That makes it difficult, I guess, because you have to then go through the process of like letting go,
Yeah.
like letting go, like, because everything was fine. Everything was fine. It just happens that, we're just not really aligned with where it is that we're wanting to go. So it's really a bit of that. So I guess that's what I want from it. But then again, like, and also happily ever after is just, it's also not my expectation for a relationship.
Oh, you walk towards that. You walk towards
But
that.
it's
That
really
doesn't
not
mean
my.
that you're not gonna reach it.
I'm not saying that I don't want to reach it or I'm against it or anything. I'm just saying that it's not. It's not my expectation, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
So you're welcome to have a partner, and you embrace it the time that it needs to be, the time that you need
Yeah,
together.
yeah. I mean, because I think that about everything. You do that. Think that about your job. You think that about where you are in your life. You think that, like, no true attachment to something that doesn't flow with the momentum of the time, with the flow of the time. We have to be able to let it go. But even the freedom to let something go like that. I mean, yeah, even can even happen with your children. Even the freedom to, the openness to let it go like that inevitably makes that thing not go away. Ironically, makes that thing not go away. Like the willingness to let it go, to set it free, essentially. And that's, and just to be at ease with that. To know that, like, I'm always looked after, I'm always okay. I would always be okay. And to soothe that part of you, that part of me that still gets triggered, because I still have to do the work. Just because I'm okay with it, it doesn't mean that I don't have to do the work after. I still have to do the work. So if I have to put myself to bed and go, okay, that's all right, it's okay, and yeah, then I put myself to bed, and it's just welcoming that. Definitely I've gotten better at it, because before, oh my god, that feeling of rejection. And rejection is a weird one, because rejection, even if you're doing the rejection, if you sent a rejection in any way, I remember the last time I felt like that, it would have been about 8 years ago, where it felt like a physical pain. And all I wanted to do
Was go back there.
is contact that
Yeah,
person
I know.
to ensure that for them to basically take me out my misery, to tell me, no, they didn't mean it like that, they didn't mean to ignore that, they didn't mean to whatever. All I wanted to do was, it felt like I was physical. And I remember, and I was living in Bellevue Hill, and I had all these errands. At the time I had an online shop, and then I had all these orders that I was going to post at the post office, and I was doing all my errands in the morning, but I could feel this physical pain in my body going, oh my God, I just want him to say. And he was a polite enough guy that he would have he would have settled me by going, no, I didn't mean that, da, da, da. But I know that I can't get that validation from him. I can't get it from him.
Was it him breaking up or you breaking up?
It was to be is a complicated situation. It wasn't either of us. It just ended, but you still, when you're talking to the person, you still want him to respond to you. But the way that he just didn't respond, that was a sign of rejection, right? And I thought, oh my God, it was so painful. It was so physically painful. And I think during those time, I used to practice Vipassana a lot, which is the meditation thing. And Vipassana was always like, you need to welcome the sensation and allow the sensation to be there for as long as it needs to be. What you do know for sure is not going to be there forever. Like that sensation, whatever you're feeling, whether it's sadness, whether it's hot, cold, or whatever, is not going to be there forever. So you let your body have the physical pain, but be at peace with your mind.
Yeah.
To be like, it's not going to be.
And I think it's sometimes just being able to be just that rational that helps. Like, I know, like my last relationship, and I broke up maybe like the 2 or 3 days before I started to do my moving, and then you came, and I was just erratic. Like I was like not recognizing myself. I was just like, we need to go back together. We need to because same things than you were saying. Like there was kind of the validation that, yeah, okay, you want to break up, and it was his way for him to like hurt me. I don't know if it was his way, but like he was silence treatment. And then I was just like, oh, okay, maybe I took a wrong decision. I need to go back to there, like the pain. And I was the one initiating it. I was the one like clearly saying like, no, I don't want this anymore. And you just said that, Laura, it's just a time. It's just, it's normal to have the pain. You're going to have it, but it's not going to stay that long. You just told me that, and it switched me.
Yeah.
And I never looked back after.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah.
It just switched me instantly. I remember Leslie being like, what the hell? Because I was a crazy woman just before. Like the day before, I was crazy.
Yeah. So that just to welcome that pain, just to be with it, and that pain was, and I went to the gym, and that pain was with me, and I was like, shit, that you can be here for as long as you need to be here. And I swear that day I went to bed at midnight, and I was tapping my chest, tapping my body, looking for the pain. The pain was gone. It just vanished. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. Because if I had to call him And he would have been like, yeah, no, it wasn't like that. Validation from him. And then my brain would have got used to that, searching for the external validation. Because I thought there is nothing wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with me. This one person's even if it is rejection, this one person rejection does not define me. Like, I had to sit with myself and say that it's okay, that the pain is okay. You're welcome. You can be with me the whole day. And yeah. So, but yeah, so I'm just really looking to get better at that.
Yeah, good. We kind of like, but it was such and it's a topic that is gonna come back. But it was such an interesting topic. So I think like we kind of had a last episode about talking about relationship and the impact on us, with the key takeaway from the full series. But that was great. Like, I think
So I have a question for you. So where are you now with love?
I'm dating. I'm dating. I'm not. Yeah, I'm intentionally dating, which makes it even more difficult.
Like, what's the intention?
Like, the intention is to be in a committed relationship with someone.
And then do you find it ready? Do you think you're ready for it now?
Yeah. Like, honestly, I think like since I came back from my holiday last year, like since July, until then I didn't realize, and I was seeing someone for the last 2 years, but like really casually. And I think I like at the beginning I really initiated that because I couldn't see myself like being in a relationship. I fought for like getting back my identity and then like getting my routine and this strong independence that I had. And I was really like, no. We have our life separate. No, I'm doing my thing. I don't need to have to be in someone's space, or I don't want someone in my space. I was really fighting for that. While like now I'm like, okay, I'm more ready to like compromise better, be with someone, and then like, get bring someone into my world as well as coming into the world of someone, and then also starting a world together and then building something. But the reality is that I just realized that when you have this intention, you just don't go with like someone that is just pleasing and then like.
What do you mean?
There's not good quality. I don't like. It sounds really bad, but like, like it's really hard to get to have those understanding. Either like people are really clear about that because I'm using mostly apps, or like it's when I meet some people.
Why do you think it's hard?
Because I think like a lot of people don't want that. A lot of people are my guys my age.
Do you believe it? Okay, this is my woo-woo stuff coming in.
My what?
Woo-woo stuff.
What is woo-woo?
Woo-woo, like, it's about woo, overly spiritual stuff coming in. Do you believe that whatever you want, life has it available?
Oh, yes.
So they're like, and that goes for anything. That goes for the perfect house you want to live in that suits you, the perfect space. That goes for the perfect
career.
The perfect career. It goes for anything that you want. It is available there. Like, the universe has it available for you. So then why would you then say that it's hard?
I just like, like I'm also like, I'm someone, when I took a decision, I'm not going to just wait that life is going to throw it at me. I'm going to be really proactive about this, about things. So I'm like, okay, like if I want to like build something with someone, I'm going to try to have all the opportunity. I'm going out, meeting few new people, meeting friends, and I'm also using like the dating apps. But it's just that what I'm looking, and even though you're filtering, and that is so crazy because I'm filtering on people that just say that, yeah, I'm looking for long term, or I want something like really committed, and then they just end up being like even not interesting. So like, like I cannot have a conversation that's like, excite me, or like they are not like, it's just a way to get girls, but they're clearly not committed as at least as they don't have the intention to be committed, at least as I have the intention this is what I can see
They don't
really
have
early on.
the intention to commit it in the way that you have the intention to commit.
And fair enough, like
Then,
you need to be,
how do you answer that with the suggestion that the universe has exactly what you want?
yeah, I think it's just time.
So it's just time.
Yeah, I think like just going through time, keeping on being myself,
Do you have any resistance at all about being in a relationship? Like if you check in with yourself, would you say, can you identify any resistance? Obviously there's some resistance because we all have it, but do you have any resistance about about being in a relationship?
Well, there's things that I wouldn't accept on a partner.
Do you have any, no, not that. I mean, do you have any reason for you to be in a relationship?
No, and that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Until like I've been single for the last 3 years now. I had until like not even 12 months ago. I know I had resistance. So like it's been I think the last 12 months that okay, I'm ready. I think I wanted to try with the person that I was seeing. It doesn't want that, so I was like, let's part. And now like I'm just like I think I'm really willing to embrace it, like literally now. So and I do believe that it's gonna come. I don't believe that this is not gonna come. There's so many people, so many men, so many people that want love, want a relationship committed. It's just like like I don't believe it's not gonna come. I just like I think like time and the fact that I'm still gonna be myself and doing the things that I want, it's gonna help. And like what I love is that like sometimes like at some point sometimes like life has been like quite difficult. Like I work was so busy and I was traveling so much that like I didn't have actually the time to actually date, or I didn't have the mental capacity to be with someone. While I think even though like a lot of things are going on in my life, I am putting space mentally, physically, emotionally for someone else to come.
Okay. Well, that's it.
Yes.
All right, well, that's the close of this circle. If you've taken anything from this conversation, do let us know in the comment section. If you have any questions you would like our opinion on, you can email us on the sistercirclepodcast@gmail.com. That's the sistercirclepodcast@gmail.com.
Or on our socials.
Or on our social media. Join us next week in the new circle. Until then, have a great week. Like and subscribe and follow and comment and share.
Have a great week.
Have a great week.
Don't you ever try to get away.